everyone. This is Donna's Happy Hour. Just a reminder to like, subscribe, and hit the bell so that you get future notifications of the videos. And please leave a comment. Thank you. Have a great day. Today I have Fred Van Kuren and Grace Ann Butler with me. And I want to thank you so much for joining me today.
Thank you.
I have to tell you, a lot of times I get to preview who's coming on the show. And this totally, I went on somebody's word, they referred you to me, and I'm so glad they did. So
Thank you.
So tell me a little bit. Now, the name of their duet is Hypnosis, which I thought was very cute. It's spelled with H-I-P, right? And what was the rest of the?
Gnosis, which means knowledge.
Knowledge. Okay, that's a cute change in the spelling. I like that. And so from what you told me earlier, you've been together for 2 years.
About two and a half.
2.5.
2.5
okay.
years, yeah.
All right. And how did you meet?
Well, there was a gig that Fred was at, and I got invited because I went to Highland Lakes open mic.
Okay.
That was running, and I met somebody there, and she was doing a gig with Fred, and she said, "Oh, why don't you come and listen and bring some music if you want to sing something."
Okay.
So I did, and I brought the song Misty, and he was playing the piano that night.
Okay.
And so he was accompanying me, and I sang with him. So that was the first meeting.
Okay.
And then I saw him around the scene, the music scene, and then I met his friend that was doing another music act.
Okay.
And he invited me to start singing with them.
Okay.
And then I really got to start, talking to Fred more.
Interesting. So, Fred, neither one of you were really playing with anybody else, or I don't want to say that in a duet or a band or whatever.
The first time we met, she says, "Can I sing with you?" So I said, "What do you want to sing?" And she goes, "Misty." Now, Misty is a tough song. It's not a 3-chord blues. Okay. So I says, "Do you have a chart?" And she did. so now I'm impressed because
wow.
The original is in E flat.
That is a great song too.
Yeah.
Wow. Oh, I would. Unfortunately or fortunately, we have everybody do originals on the show.
Right.
But that is a beautiful song, so I have to catch you doing that.
We do At Last too, which I love
really?
that one.
Oh,
yes,
no
Etta
kidding.
James.
Oh, wow. Yes, yeah. Oh, wow. Well, it was interesting because when I listen to my guests and I try to figure out what was their musical influence when they were, starting to sing. So who, I can tell you who I think maybe have been your influence, but who was?
Do you want to guess one first?
No, I'll let you discuss.
All right. My influences, Olivia Newton-John first.
Okay. Oh.
And then Minnie Riperton. Oh. Have you ever heard of Minnie Riperton?
Yes, but I wouldn't have guessed. Yes, but I wouldn't have guessed.
She's phenomenal.
Okay, yes.
And
wow.
Unfortunately, she passed away young.
Right.
But Mariah Carey is a little bit similar to Minnie Riperton with that upper register.
Right.
Nobody else can do it.
To do it, okay.
And then of course Whitney Houston.
Okay.
Just love Whitney Houston.
Oh well.
Yeah.
Powerhouse there.
Yes.
Oh, interesting. I could see a living in Newton-John. I wouldn't have guessed any of the others though.
Okay.
I was going through my mind and who I thought. Okay, very interesting. How about you, Fred? Now let me ask: when did you start playing the piano?
One of my friends said that he thought she sounded like Bette Midler.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Wow.
It depends on what song I'm singing.
To me, she's like a female Frankie Valli. I grew up in Newark.
Right.
And I took piano lessons. I started around 4. My aunt was she was legitimate. She went to the I think it's the hardest.
Well, you were classically trained.
Yeah.
You started at 4 years old.
Okay.
Yeah.
And tell her the story about when you were little and you were doing a little concert and you were sitting on the bench. It is so cute.
Oh, yeah.
I was only 4. And then the last last note, you had to reach for the pedal.
Right.
So I reached for the pedal.
No, oh no, oh my God.
Here he is, only 4 years
Oh
old.
my gosh. Oh, that is, really, honestly, at 4 years old, it's one of two things. Either you get over it real fast, or it like traumatizes you
Right.
for like
Thank
forever.
goodness it didn't.
Right.
Yeah.
And that's exactly right. Oh, that is fantastic. So you had classical training. How about you? When did you start?
Well, I mean, I was singing since I was about 3 or 4 years old, and I
Okay.
didn't have any training. And then I went to college for music.
Oh.
And then
okay.
when I was in college for music, that's when, you had to have vocal lessons. And I was
Right.
in the chorus. And then I was in a band
Okay.
in
All
college, too. I did a Pat Benatar cover band.
Okay. See, now
Yeah.
I honestly, I totally got like your whole picture wrong, because I do. I think it's like just something that I tend to do when I have the guests. I'll like, okay, now when did they get started? How did they get started? I would have thought that you had been in church and sang in church. Because
I think you know what it is. It's when you hear a person singing a certain genre, you picture them in that genre,
yes,
but you don't hear them doing rock or blues. I was in a blues band too, and
Right.
doing blues and rock and just all kinds of genres. And
okay.
I guess that's the thing is if you're versatile, you can do it.
You can do it. Well, the other thing that I would imagine, because he also said it, listening to your voice, I thought, what were their names? They were three sisters. They were
The Andrew sisters?
Andrew sisters. And I said she could do that really well.
Yeah.
I love jazz standards
See,
and
okay.
that time period, the romantic time
Right.
period. Yeah,
Right.
I love that.
I could see you falling right into that, and I was
Yes.
like, okay. And then you had a little bit of a Joni Mitchell kind of thing going on. So that was one of my guesses, was a Joni Mitchell, and then I was trying to figure out, who else, what are the females, But let me ask you this. So where are you playing now? What are you doing? And
we did the Historical Society in Sparta.
Right.
And then we did like Christmas shows. One was at
Okay.
Lord and Taylor, then a private party, and we've been just playing in different places. We're not playing like every single week or anything.
Okay.
But we have upcoming like offers to do jigs in Butler and
Okay.
You
The
know,
Irish
Alright.
Cottage.
the Irish Cottage.
Okay, so you really don't hit the clubs like every week or
Not every
that
week,
kind
no.
of thing. Okay. Now, if somebody wanted to get in touch with you, where would they go? Facebook or?
Right, you could find us on Facebook or and I have the Christian music under Grace Ann Butler, The Calling.
Okay.
And that's free music, actually.
Oh, interesting. Grace Ann Butler, The Calling.
Yes.
It's called. Okay. And then if they wanted it as a duet, it would be under Hypnosis. But with
Right.
HIP, remember that? GNOS.
Yes, yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. Very good. Well, and again, one of the things that I always find so interesting is, did somebody have any kind of training when they were younger? And talk about starting at a young age. I'll tell you a little story. I have a girlfriend whose daughter, now there's a little discrepancy. I remember it as her being like 2, but her mother says she was 4. So I guess mom would know better than me. But one day I called up and I hear somebody in the background playing one of the songs from The Lion King with both hands. And so I'm like, who's that playing the piano? Now I know it's not her husband. I know it wasn't her other daughter. I know it wasn't her because she's on the phone with me. And
She was 2?
my girlfriend remembers it as her daughter being 4. All right. So she says, oh, I won't say names, just in case. And I was like, she's using both hands. He's like, yeah. I was like, well, how did she learn?
She taught herself to read sheet music
Oh, wow.
at 4 years of age. Like I said, I remembered it that she was younger than that, but even at 4, And come to find out, when she got into kindergarten, when they tested her reading level, because her mother received a phone call from the teacher saying, your daughter is teaching all the other children how to read.
Wow.
Oh my gosh.
And she's like, does she know how to read? She's like, yeah, 5th grade reading level in kindergarten.
Oh my gosh.
No wonder she could read sheet music.